Hello, welcome back to the Second Act Business Summit. I'm Leslie Smith, your host, and right now I am with my friend and colleague, Kris Gragson. He just went through a rebrand, and his new name of his business is LocalLenz.ai because of the evolving nature of how we are found in this world these days. So, Kris, why don't you tell us a little bit more about you and how you came to be involved in this, and then we'll get into some questions about where we are with AI.
Yeah, so I've been in the digital marketing agency. I've owned this agency since 2010. I've always been interested in computers and search and the internet, and so it just seems like a natural fit. And so I've been doing it strong since 2010.
Very good. That's great. And you were explaining this to me a little bit. So Google used to, it was all about the map and the what did you call it? The pack. What's it called? The
Oh, the
Google
map
pack.
pack,
The
yes,
map pack. And that was
yes.
all the rage. And we had to make sure that there was only one business at that address and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And now you say about 60% of Google searches end with finding something from your website. So is the big question, is website traffic still what we want to do? Is that still the metric of success? So, or are we looking at something totally different now because of how AI searches the information?
Okay, so let's back up a little bit. So
Sure.
the numbers I kind of researched it again. The number it was for 2025, so not even in 2026, and it was 55 0.5% of all searches ended with no click.
Oh,
And
interesting.
so that, let that sit in for a second. More than half the searches, nobody clicked on anything. They're getting their answers directly from the search results, mainly from AI overview. And so there's no need to click any further. So now a lot of people are kind of freaking out. They're like, "Oh my gosh, my website traffic has been cut in half. What's going on?" Well, it's because the AI agents are actually citing your website and putting it into an answer.
Interesting. So they're totally bypassing sending you to the actual website and making it
Correct.
pretty. But
Correct.
if you don't have a website, it's harder to get that information up there, right? Is it mostly
100%.
finding information from websites?
So it's yes, it's finding its information from websites, it's finding information from your Google business listing. If you're like a brick and mortar or actual service-based business, which is what I mainly deal with,
Mm-hmm.
and then also there's a lot of other directories and stuff, reviews that all finds this information, but the main source of information would be your website and Google business listing.
Very good. Okay, so everybody here is clear with what a website is. But many people are coming out of a career 30 years in corporate or something where they were not doing marketing, they weren't doing search engine optimization or anything like that. So tell us about the Google business listing, the cute little blue awning icon on your Google page.
Your Google business listing or your listing in Google Maps is one of the biggest things that you can do as a business and get verified as, and then making sure having all your categories set correctly, your description, your services, just really paying attention to that. But some business owners also make the mistake. They set it all up, they do everything, they add pictures, and that was back in 2022, and now it's 2026, and they haven't touched it. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a big no-no too, because you want to send signals to the AI that you're still involved with this business. And how do you do that? By getting consistent reviews and responding to them. Posting on, you can actually post on Google Business Listing. We say once a week at least is the best practice.
Mm-hmm.
Making sure, Google likes to come in and try to change things. You got to make sure you monitor that and make sure it aligns with your business. They'll try to add services all the time. And, sometimes I've seen some clients where it doesn't make sense at all, the services that they're adding. So you got to go in and delete it and change it around. So you have to really stay on top of it.
So is that where businesses sort of fall down? They're overlooking that potential there in their Google business listing?
Yeah, the potential, well, AI is really checking out your Google business listing. They're reading all your reviews. They're reading how often you get reviews. They're reading all your services. They're reading the descriptions. They're reading your categories, and they're kind of taking all of that as information. It loves data, and then it's compiling it, and it's going to decide if it's going to recommend you or not based off that data.
Interesting. So for you sitting at home, you're watching this. So when you create your website and then you want to create your business listing on Google, is it still the same old school traditional media, Kris, where you fill out an application and then they mail you a
No,
postcard? It's different now.
no, it's different.
It always made me laugh. You're gonna mail me something?
Yeah, they're doing a lot of video. So
Okay.
video verifications. You also need to have documents ready. So I'm currently in a rebrand. And I just started last month, and I'm going from GK Media SEO to LocalLenz AI. I'm actually waiting on my DBA to be finalized before I go in and change my business name on my Google business listing, because I know if I change my name and I don't have that letter of the DBA ready to go and show Google, they will ban me and suspend my profile. They're
Interesting.
very strict on this stuff. The other thing too is gone are the days that you can use like a PO box or a
Mm,
virtual office or anything like that. They will make you do you have to show utility bills, business license, those are the strongest. They'll make you walk around with your cell phone and videotape you opening the door, going in, having a business sign, all that stuff. They're really watching what it is. So you can't cheat the system anymore and get a mailboxes, etc. address and then show up all over in different cities anymore. That's gone.
interesting.
Yeah.
And I would say I wasn't cheating, but I was leveraging the power of Google with two. I had a couple different Etsy shops and I could add those as different businesses. And then when they started saying, no, you can't have more than one thing at that address, then I'm like, oh, I'm going to wait it out. Oh my gosh, that was a mistake because one day they decided, okay, well, this is the only one that's at that address. And they took away my McCormick LA.
Oh no.
Yes, freaked me out. I'm like, no, you can't take that one away. And why they chose that one and not one of the both the Etsy sites, right?
Right.
So I thought that was really interesting. How did it was just random, I have to imagine. But I quickly got it back up. But that was like, oh no. And they hadn't erased it totally. They just put it back up. But I'm
Right.
like, that
And
was
and
the
I've seen them
verified
I-
address. So it's
I've
weird.
seen them do sweeping suspensions on like I hate the 7 a.m. phone call from a client going, my Google or I get a notification your profile has been suspended for this client. Usually I see it first and I don't get a call from a client, but I see that suspension comes in and I'm like, oh, great. And so I have to go tell them, I'm like, we need a business license, you need tax paperwork. Like they're very strict on what you use to get it back. And then sometimes they want a video too, but they'll suspend you for no reason too. One of the best ways to kind of protect yourself when you're first setting up a Google business profile is to go out and get your Facebook done first and
Hmm.
have your business name, address, and phone number. So do Facebook, do Yelp, do Apple Maps maybe. Go out and get a couple what we call citations and local directories. Join your chamber, local chamber. Make sure your
Hmm.
business name, address is all on there. And what Google will do is when you first set it up, they'll check all those places really quickly and say, oh, okay, they're an established business.
Interesting. Yeah, they don't just want that address. they're,
Right.
they're legit. Okay, so one of the things in searches, and it used to always be you wanted to be the top of the organic search. So people would sort of sift by the ads because they just figured that wasn't the it's a paid spot.
Right.
I want the organic. So what's fundamentally different now for being in that AI roundup box that they have now?
Well, we were always competing for the top 10 blue links, right? And
Mm-hmm.
now it's all about being recommended. So, AI will go out and cross-reference all your reviews, all your listings, every website that you're on, and then compare it to all your top competitors and really do a deep dive and research, and then come back and recommend you as a company. So it's almost like a validation It's much more than just winning the top spot of Google. You're actually being recommended and validated as the best
The
for that
authority.
thing.
How hard is that to do?
It's not necessarily easy. And it's a lot of work, and there's having a good Google business profile and having that fully optimized and active is key. Having your website optimized, schema markup language is huge for AI. Having FAQs, I as a best practice put FAQs on each page, like especially service pages of my
Okay.
clients, and then we have one page that's just devoted to FAQs,
Uh-huh.
because it's answer engine optimization. When you're in ChatGPT, when you're talking to Google, people are asking questions and you want to be the person that gives them the answer.
Answer engine optimization.
Yeah, it's switched from SEO, which is search engine optimization, to answer engine optimization. And it's really neat.
Okay. Can you still, I remember this was sort of the hack. You would type in a question and Google would give you like similar questions that had been asked. And so you could lean into those because that was recording what people were actually looking for.
Yes,
Is that
so
still work?
that is a great way to do it. Also, there's like websites like Answer the Public, that kind of takes up what people are asking all over the internet and kind of ranks it,
Oh,
and
answer the
depending on
public.
your industry. So that's a great resource too. But looking into other questions asked, that's a great way. And what you should be doing is, you can put them in your FAQs. You can write blogs. We recommend writing blog like once a month. And those
Uh-huh.
blogs are just basically answering questions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It should be the title of the blog should be the question, and then the whole content should be the answer.
Oh, I have 10 ideas right now.
Mhm.
I gotta get a chat GPT and write some blogs tonight.
Mhm.
Very, that's a good tip because that's an easy way to write a blog. So
Right.
answer a question, Q&A, Q&A. That's a very
Now,
easy thing
now
to
here's
keep up.
another tip too. For blog writing and stuff, right now I think Claude is the winner for
Okay.
content writing.
Okay.
And I'll ask Claude itself to write a prompt for me before I even write a prompt. I'll
Uh-huh.
say, this
Uh-huh.
is what I want to do, and the more details the better. And I go, can you write a prompt for this? And then it will spit out a one-page prompt, and then I'll put that in. But then I'm not done. Then I'll say, ask me 10 questions so that you better understand what I want to do. And then I
Oh,
go through
interesting.
all that and ask all those questions too. And then the more information it has, the better results you get. And then you could also shape it too, like, don't, I want you to sound like, an expert in this field, and I want you to sound human. Do not put the dashes, don't use
No M
emojis.
dash. Use
Yeah.
commas.
Yeah. I want you at this level of, a college level, or a high school level,
Uh-huh.
whatever you
Uh-huh.
want. Sound, reading level, you can put that in there too. And then just, the more information you give it, the better results you'll get. And so that's
Mm-hmm.
what I use for, helping me write blog posts, help me write website content, also looking at your competitors and have them analyze what the competitors are doing.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I will typically I like to write. So I'll typically get my ideas down and then put it in and say, help sharpen this or whatever, but don't lose my voice. Because that
Right.
was the early iterations. I know it's improved greatly,
Yes.
um and faster and faster all the time. But the first iterations, it would come back with this just commercial garbage, and I would
Oh
just
yeah. The
that was
AI
a
that we were
waste of
using
time.
last year was terrible compared to what we're using now
Yeah.
is insanely. And every month it gets, or even every week it gets better and better.
Yeah.
So don't, if you used AI like ChatGPT or something and you used it, 6 months ago, it is a completely different program than what you used. Like,
And definitely use the paid version, right?
yeah, the paid version does give you a lot higher quality for
And
sure.
it's not expensive for
No, there's
the
like 20
paid
bucks a
version.
month for
Yeah,
most of them.
right,
Yeah.
right. And when you're starting your business, don't look at how many of those services you're subscribing to in your first month or
Hey,
something.
they're all
keep
write-offs, right?
keep track of what you're using, and then you can go back and go, oh, okay, I don't need all 10 of these kind of
Right,
thing,
right.
right? So, yes. So, give us some real world examples of, a local business appearing in the AI little box there.
So AI is going to go through and they're going to check your Google business profile. They're going to check your website, especially for schema, markup
Tell
language.
us what schema is.
Schema is a type of code that you embed in your website that talks to the AI, is the most layman term, I guess, to put it.
Okay.
And
And
it
your
tells AI,
website designer knows how to do that.
yes. And so the schema, you have different types of schema language depending on the page. So you can have one that's is like a local business and it will have the code will have like your business hours, your address, what you do. Then you have one for FAQ and you actually put the questions and answers in the code and it's able to pull that a lot faster than trying to figure out your website. Schema is basically just code for the AI bots to read quickly because they
Okay.
like to get stuff. They want to be as efficient as possible, and
Mm-hmm.
this helps them do that. So
Mm-hmm.
a website that has that on there is more likely to get recommended than one that does not. The other thing is reviews, getting good quality, detailed reviews. If you have
Mm-hmm.
a service, them naming that service in the review is gold. Them adding a picture, that's gold. You
Mm-hmm.
responding to that review in detail within a 24-hour period, that's great. Having all these things, getting your citations out there on the different directories, joining like, having your chamber citation, having Better Business Bureau, doing press releases, getting published. If I was like a restaurant or anything that any kind of service, I would really go after top 10 lists
Okay.
because even Yelp's top 10 list, I've seen ChatGPT pull from that all the time. Uh,
Oh, very
they're
good.
pulling from that, they're checking that, and they're like, oh, okay, he's good. Or, like locally in Long Beach, we have the Press Telegram. They just did the best of Long Beach, getting on there and winning that. All those little contests and stuff, that's just little votes for your experience. So
Mm-hmm.
and then you want to have a website that gives you authority. So if you have an industry where you can get credentials, like certifications,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. You want that on your website, like a little badge, and then maybe a little link saying verify my uh, you know, certification, and then have it linked back to whatever company certified you. If it's electrician, you go to the state or whatever
Right.
kind of thing. So all those are crucial. But overall, instead of 10 blue links that we're fighting for, you're really fighting for maybe 1 to 5 if you're lucky. A lot of times it's just one and it's a recommendation. And in
Okay.
the way things are moving, I mean, this is for 2026. In 2027, I think it's going to change from people looking for recommendations to actual AI agents going out and deciding for people. Let me
What does
let me
that
give you an
mean?
example. Um, Instead of me saying, "Hey, what's the best? Show me the best flights to Hawaii."
Uh-huh.
And then also show me the best hotels. I'm just going to simply tell my AI agent and say, hey, I'd like to book a trip to Hawaii. These are the dates. Uh, Find me a plane and a hotel that you think I would like. And you're going to treat these things like your personal assistant.
Okay.
And it's coming quickly. I definitely think in 2027 we'll have that. So now as a business person, how do I optimize my information for the AI, not even a person, for a computer that pick me over my competitor and come back and because sometimes they'll come in and purchase like, hey, I need my tires rotated and my oil changed. Make sure and in the real future, I mean, I'm sure the car will just drive itself over there and
Right.
get it all taken and drive back,
Mm-hmm.
you
Wouldn't
know.
that be nice?
Yeah.
Go return this to Target.
Yeah. Yeah. You
Which,
you
if
see
good
the
at the
Tesla
drive through,
bots and
drive
all
up,
those
right?
the Tesla bots and all those things will get into the little car. The car will take them and then it will get out and return it. No problem.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
It's crazy times. We're definitely moving out of the digital age into the AI age for sure.
Okay. Well, get ready, everybody. Right. Right. So what's happening for people who like you were just your GK Media SEO and now your Local Lens AI? Is is everybody in SEO going to move over? Do keywords still matter? What's
Yeah,
tell me
I
it all.
mean, it the playbook is changing. And and even with SEO, you've always had to be adaptable and stay on the forefront. So if you go, stuff we did in SEO in 2010 was way different than what we were doing in 2015 to 2020. And now with the thing of AI and being recommended by AI agent is really the biggest change that we've ever seen in the internet. I say it's the biggest change since they invented the search engine.
Mm,
So if they're not adapting and doing the things to adapt to get this, they're going to be left behind. They're not going to get results because it's no longer how many visits you got to your website. It's how many times they actually recommended you, because a lot of people won't even get to your website anymore. It's just
mhm,
going to be on either a ChatGPT app or AI overview, and they're just going to call you directly from there or email you directly from there
mhm.
or just go to your place of business. Because remember, 2025, 55% of all searches ended with no
No
clicks.
click. That's tremendous.
Yeah,
So I can remember when websites were new and it was hits. How many hits
yeah,
did you get? It
yeah.
was misleading because if you had a big graphic, it might be 50 hits. And so people, I got 50 hits today. Well, that means one visitor saw that one graphic.
Yeah. The other thing is, search itself is changing. People are not searching with short phrases. They're not like going best marketing agency. They're asking more conversational questions. They're saying,
Right.
hey, I need a marketing agency who specializes in plumbers and who can make sure that I'm recommended by ChatGPT. And then
Mm-hmm.
it's going to go out there and say, okay, here are the top agencies that specialize in AEO for
Mm-hmm.
in your area.
It's
And
well
it kind
beyond
of,
the Ask Jeeves, the
yeah,
right.
yes,
Yes, very specific. And that's we've heard through this conference or this summit over and over. Know who your ideal client is. And your ideal client is self segmenting and self identifying as that thing. So you need to make sure that you're matching. So you're saying you serve, plumbers that serve apartment buildings in Long Beach. You're going to
right,
market them, right?
yeah.
Whatever you're going to do.
And
Yes.
go, I mean, not only do you need to have that on your website saying that as a service, you need to make sure it's being said in your reviews. You need to make sure that it's listed on your Google business profile. And then also like have frequently asked questions about everything that has to do with that. You're writing blogs about that. It all interlinks and connects together to give as many signals as possible to the AI that you're the authority in that, you're the
Mm-hmm.
expert, that you provide a great experience for that. It kind of goes all, it's I actually wrote it down because I always forget acronyms. It's called HEAT. So you as a business should provide helpfulness. So your website should be helpfulness, or your Google business profile, your business in general. Experience. So you provide, Google is always looking for the best user experience possible. So just
Uh-huh.
providing a good experience. Expertise, communicating that you are an expert in this field, um, above your competitors. You are the expert.
Right.
And then authoritativeness, the authority on that of that thing, and doing that by reviews, certifications, you know, uh,
All those credentials.
all
Yeah.
those credentials. Also, if you're trying to be, rule Long Beach, uh, I'm on this board. I'm in this organization. I go to this event. I name drop these neighborhood, Belmont
Mm-hmm.
Shore, Bixby Knolls. I know the
Mm-hmm.
difference. That's going to put you a leg up compared, someone that's in like the Midwest trying to get clients in Long Beach if they're trying to be local, is he really local,
So in your social media posts, like Instagram asks that if you want to tag like your location, is that super important then? Does that factor
Yes,
in?
that's a
Okay.
signal. It's all signals.
Okay, great.
And then the final thing of the heat before I forget is trustworthiness.
Okay.
And how do you show trustworthiness? Well, like we say, we go back to the credentials and the certifications, but also social proof, and that's just reviews, customer testimonials.
Mhm.
Um, Case studies are huge, showing
Mhm.
decent case studies for the things that you want to. I'm looking at redoing a lot of my case studies because they're older SEO case studies, and now I
Sure.
need to show the proof. My old boss used to say the proof is in the pudding, and so you
Yes,
got
I
to
love
show
that
that too.
expression. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, your actions speak louder than words, so show
Yep.
us that.
Yep.
Otherwise it's just a nice essay you've written about yourself, but if other people
Right.
are
Right.
validating that, back to your validation point, right? You need that. Very good. Okay. Was there anything else that we super need to know? Hot topic right now that we need to know about how AI is going to find us these days.
I think everything that we covered kind of in the chat kind of nails it. I mean,
Okay.
having your Google business profile, your website dialed in, and then just getting a steady flow of customer reviews. But just know if um, this stuff is moving really fast, and you really can't wait on this stuff. If you're doing, if you work with a marketing agency, you should be asking them, are you trying to get me recommended by AI, or are you just trying to rank me in Google? Because
Mhm.
that's a decent question to ask, because
Right.
you will get left behind. If your competitors are doing all this, and remember, there's only one, usually a lot of times it's only one recommendation. So there's
Hmm.
just one spot. And if there's like 100 dentists or whatever, that's a very coveted spot. So you need as much time as you can to create all these signals so that you are in that coveted spot.
Hmm. Very good. And I hope you at home wrote that down. I did. Helpfulness, experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and
Yes.
trustworthiness.
Yes.
So heat with two E's.
Yes.
It's extra E. Very good. Okay. And you have a free gift for us. It is a 2026 local SEO and AI overview optimization checklist. So 25 action steps to get your business found on Google, ChatGPT, and Perplexity.
Yes.
Perplexity is another AI source, I'm guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's another LLM. It's just like Claude or Gemini.
What's LOM?
Large language model.
Okay, LLM. Okay. Yes. Very good. We've heard that a few times in the summit too. Large language model. All of these new words. It keeps your brain fresh, everybody. So very good. So download that. There's a button right below that you can do that. And I hope that you have enjoyed this. This has been enlightening to me. It's always changing. We need to keep up on it. So make sure you connect with Kris somehow. He's on all the social media things that you need to see him on, and you can go to his website as well, and be sure to download that freebie for yourself. And if you have not already, please consider being a VIP, so you will have access to all of these great little short webinars, essentially is what they've been all week. You will have that for your lifetime. So if you are running out of time, this is the end of the week, and you haven't watched everything else, then you can take a month and watch one a day and be enriched and reflect on that, and have a wonderful time. It's only $37 right now. So I don't know why you would pass it up. The value of that, with everything, all the freebies and everything in there, is about $3,000. So thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Kris. We've enjoyed this so much and really appreciate all your hard work to keep everybody up to date and not leave us all behind.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Leslie.
Absolutely.